maybe not too far. Exotic drinks we'd like you to try. Dance away the night at the Tiki Lounge. My sweet Janita, I love you when you sway. My sweet Janita, you look so pretty with a lei, like an Asian flower dancing in the wind. Won't you come and dance for me again? My sweet Janita, you are the one. My sweet Janita, dancing in the sun, like a lovely lotus floating in the stream, a waterfall of aloha in my dream. Heaven must have given you that smile. When I see you, I get so high. My sweet Janita, you stole my heart that day. My sweet Janita, don't you ever go away. Like an Asian flower dancing in the wind. Won't you come and dance for me again? My sweet Janita, my sweet Janita, my sweet Janita, my sweet Janita.
And of course, that was for Janie. And welcome to my birthday party. Woo! And we've got a great one lined up for you today. And coming up next, we're going to have the band The Brimmers, and they're going to do a song that's on the ABC TV series Once Upon a Time. So here are The Brimmers doing I Want to Tell You.
Hey girl, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? You treated me bad, treated me bad. Now you know I'm so blue. No, I'm so blue. I wanna tell you, just wanna tell you, I didn't mean to say those things I said. So now, leave me crying, leave me crying. I don't know how, my heart keeps from dying, keeps from dying. I wanna tell you, just wanna tell you, I didn't mean to say those things I said. I wanna tell you, just wanna tell you, I didn't mean to say those things I said. I wanna tell you, just wanna tell you, I wanna say I love you.
Okay, now we have a real treat. We have a Honolulu boy up here that's part of the Brimmers, Lindsay Aquino, and he's going to do For My Birthday, Tiny Bubbles.
Tiny bubble in the wine, make me happy, make me feel fine, tiny bubble, make me warm all over, with the feeling that gonna love you till the end of time. Here's to the golden moon, and here's to the silvery sea, and mostly here's a toast to you and me. Tiny bubble in the wine, make me happy, make me feel fine, tiny bubble, make me warm all over, with the feeling that I'm gonna love you till the end of time. Tiny bubble, ooh, ali, in the wine, ikamaya, make me happy, oh, an ole, make me feel fine, ikamay, oh, inu, tiny bubbles, make me warm all over, with the feeling that I'm gonna love you till the end of time, with the feeling that I'm gonna love you till the end of time.
Big hand for Lori.
Very highly, one of the Tiki Lounge dancers.
Good evening. Happy birthday, Merrell. Bill Newell, Boogie King with San Luis Obispo Blues Society. We'd like to roast him this evening. Make sure he's well done. There were the Revels that were in the area, and the Impacts and the Sentinels and all these other great surfing bands that came out of the Central Coast. So I called him up, and his mother answered the phone. And his mother said, he's not here, he's in Hawaii. I went, okay, I'll call back later. So this went on for a while. Finally, I called back. I said, oh, yeah, he's here, but he's not here. Oh, that's nice. I tried to get a hold of him. No response. Went on, and finally, Carl Perkins, the great rockabilly singer out of Memphis, played at the Mid-State Fair up in Paso Robles. So I thought, good chance to see Carl. I went up there and sat a few rows back, and I noticed a gentleman sitting off to my left, a couple rows to the side, and I said, that looks like that guy called Merrell Fankhauser or something like that, I think his name was. And I kept, maybe that's him. I'll go over and say hello. So I went over and introduced myself and visited and chatted up, and things went on, and finally I called him up again. He was in the area, so we visited. Finally I found out his name wasn't Merrell Fankhauser, it was Merrell Fankhauser, and I should have known because having spent many years in Germany, I thought he might be a German fellow. Comes to find out he's in a Swiss background. So anyway, finally we got together, we got to meet and had him over to the house, and we visited and had some good times. Oh yeah, we talked about the Impacts, and then I found out he was in the Exiles, HMS Bounty, Moo, and all these other bands that I sort of kind of knew about a little bit, so I had to track them all down. Anyway, over the years, we've become good friends and had some lovely occasions together. It's so great to be here on his birthday into Geezerland. And, what? No, it's true. Anyway, over the years, I completed his discography, listing all the songs that he's recorded and put it out. And I guess it's going to be a book pretty soon, hopefully. Anyway, it's so nice to have him here today, and we'd like to roast him accordingly. And since he is roasted, let's stick a fork in him and see if he's done yet. All right, thank you.
Hello, my name is Dick Lee, and I'm a drummer for the Brimmers. And then when the Brimmers disbanded around late 1966, I moved over to the Central Coast area. And somehow I met Merrell Fankhauser and the little group called Faprodockley. And we played at the Cove, I believe it was, at Pismo Beach for almost a year and had a great time there. But there was one incident I thought was great. One night we were playing. The place was packed. We had 4 people in there that night. And then all of a sudden, there were these, you're very kind to laugh at. Anyway, all of a sudden, during that time, there was one guy walked in, he was a biker. Now, nowadays, all of you know bikers as some of these guys who will tend to, they're accountants or they're professional people who ride their Harleys around. These guys were the real thing. They were called Satan's slaves, and I think they were from Porterville, California, and there was about 20 of them right in the middle of where we were playing. These guys come in, I mean, tables would be turned over. They walked up to the stage. They went up to Merrell and they said, dude, we want you to play that song again and again till we tell you to stop. And Merrell turned around and he went, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. He started playing that, and I think we played that one song for almost a half an hour. They decided to leave, ran out of the Cove. One of them backed his motorcycle up inside of the place, revved it up, and let all of the exhaust go in, and then they rode out. So here they were, our adventures with the Satan Slaves. On the other hand, Merrell, I'm sure we share the same thing, all of us do while we're here. You're a wonderful guy. We really enjoy being around you. I have known you all these years. Your value system, your integrity, and I think that sense of loyalty that you have to people is just beyond reproach, and we really do appreciate that. Wonderful person. Thank you for having us together.
Well, my name is Jim Ferguson. I was the original bass player for the Exiles when Merrell came to town in '64. Excuse me. But I want to tell you a story about a crime perpetrated on 4 innocent young kids. by, well, I'm not going to say his name because I'm not sure the statute of limitations has run out on contributing to the delinquency of minors. Merrell and the Exiles decided to blow off a rehearsal one Friday night and just go out and see what was going on about town. Okay, he's always been a heavy taskmaster. But anyway, we decided to go out on a Friday night. There was a dance at the exposition hall, but we decided to make a stop first. We stopped at a liquor store. Now, there was only one of us who was over 21. And like I say, due to the statute of limitations, I'm not going to say who that was, Merrell. Okay? But each of us got a half a pint of vodka. We went out, parked somewhere. We all drank the vodka. And I'd like to tell you what happened next. But I don't remember what happened next. So anyway, like I say, the crime was perpetrated on four young kids. And Merrell, thanks for the booze. We appreciate it.
Yeah, hi, my name's Mitch, and I really don't have any crazy, wild stories to tell about Merrell. Some of the stories he's told me, so maybe I could repeat one. Or kind of a cool story. Merrell, I guess, was an up-and-coming writer and used to write alongside Harry Nilsson. And Merrell said it was like funny because they started off in the bottom floor as young guys writing. And all of a sudden, he said, like within a couple of weeks or so, Nilsson ended up here at the top floor. And so Merrell, was writing for a while on that, but then he formed a band and moved to Maui, formed a band called Moo. Had some success there for a while, and he would come back to the States every now and then for business and different things. And he went to a party at Nilsson's, and this really touched me, this story, because he's a great guy, and he's experienced quite a bit. And it's kind of cool that when he walked in, the man from Maui, he said John Lennon was standing over there at the bar. And that really touched me a lot, being in the presence of somebody like that. And they were doing a few little things in there that maybe I better not mention. But anyway, Merrell was the man from Maui. So, but John got a kick out of it and everything. I heard that was kind of a cool thing. But anyway, great guy. I'm really honored to be here for his big 70th. And finally, I called one night, and it was like this guy answered, and I go, well, yeah, I wanted to see, talk to Merrell or get some information. I said, well, this is Merrell. And I was like, oh my gosh, because I was a 60s psych collector and stuff, and we got to become really good friends. And so, well, I'm playing little things around town and stuff. Come on up sometime. I came on up, and it was a great time and great stories, and we've been great friends over all these years. And it's nice to see everybody coming around for Merrell and showing the love.
Merrell and I, we were on the phone, and we had a session at his house, and it was really an amazing session. But prior to that, I had I was smoking a cigarette, and I don't know what was in it, but I got lost. Well, I wasn't driving, but I got lost, and I got into the house, and I looked at Merrell, and I said, where am I? And the next thing you know, I really was in a fog until I pulled the fiddle out and got on mic, and everything just came together. And it was just amazing because this man, not only for his musical prowess and his beautiful human spirit, but his ability to pull out of one, such as one like myself, the music that I think is in everyone, but he is one, if I may say, Merrell, you are one of the gods of music that make this world a beautiful place.
All right. Hey everybody, I'm AJ Nicholas. I'm Merrell's video editor and also a musician that you've seen here on the Tiki Lounge. And aren't we excited? We're here for Merrell's 170th birthday. 170 years, Merrell. It's been a long way. Is it 270 or 170? 170. So whenever I want to get closer to God and learn more about Jesus, I just ask Merrell, because, you know, they went to high school together. Dun, dun, dun. So I got a couple of jokes for you guys. Couple surfers were floating out in the water, and in between sets, one of them feeling kind of philosophical and says, "Hey, buddy, what's worse, ignorance or indifference?" The other surfer says, "I don't really know, and I don't really care." Dun, dun, dun. Don't tell me we're judging these jokes on their merits, are we, guys? We're waiting to laugh. Is that what we're doing here? Delayed reaction. Yeah, everybody's had a little too much wine already. So I had the opportunity to edit some video for Merrell Fankhauser, and I got to meet one of his acquaintances, Steve Omar. Has anyone seen The Wave Spies or Steve Omar? Or yeah, okay, we have a couple Steve Omar fans. So here's my impression of four measures from Surf Rage. I just cannot catch a wave. Too many people in my way. Surf Rage. Thank you, everybody. That's all I got. Have a good night.
William Wagner, I first saw Merrell when I went out to eat with my wife at the end of Grand Street, and he was boogieing, and I said, "That's really good. This guy could be a professional." I didn't know he already was. I didn't know he wrote one of the most popular songs in the 1960s, even though it got stolen from him. And he's a multitasked person. He actually was into UFO stuff, which I was afraid to touch, even though I take almost all the other hard political issues. And Merrell and I got right into it. Then he did a few, we played some of his musical scenes on my TV show, On Second Thought. And Merrell has been going strong ever since. And it's just like, he's getting his second win. He's going to be 18 all over. Better look out, Jane. Better look out. He's going to be 18 all over. He's just catching his win. Because I got my first lay from Merrell. An AG. Happy birthday, Merrell. You're a great one.
My name's Sal Espana, and I first met Merrell. I don't know if Merrell knows this or not, but we actually met at Linnea's because I was doing TV production out at Cuesta College, and around 96-ish or something, somebody at Linnea's put up a video show where a bunch of people put out their local videos, and they had a festival. And I entered my little sketch comedy thing in there, and Merrell was doing, I see Merrell on stage jamming with Nicky Hopkins. And interviewing with Nicky Hopkins. And then a couple years later, I started public access over at up at Charter Channel 2 in St. Louis, and there's Merrell. And he pops up again. And I find out he's in this band Moo, or was in this band Moo, and I've got like 2 Moo albums back in my vinyl stack somewhere. It's like, wait a minute, that's really weird. And so I moved down to Santa Maria, got married, and I started doing public access down in Santa Maria. There's Merrell. And Merrell's got a whole bunch of new albums coming out. I'm like, hey, Merrell, I got a radio show. Why don't you come on the radio show? We could talk about your music. And great stories about Hawaii, and I had just been to Hawaii, so it was my first time, so I was really into Hawaii. And I was working on my show, and I asked Merrell, I go, I need a theme song. My show's called Channel Surfing, and I need an instrumental surf guitar version of the Star Spangled Banner. Have you ever heard of anybody doing that? And he's like, I'll think about that. I'll get back to you. And a couple months later, we run into each other. He's like, no, I can't find one. So thank you, Merrell. He records a Star Spangled Banner surf guitar version and allows me, thank you, to use it on my show, and then puts it out on a record, which I guess apparently worked for him. So we bring him back on my radio show. We start talking some more. And he starts talking about UFOs and the thing about in Hawaii and the volcano and all this weird stuff. And we're going, Merrell, you know, UFOs are kind of big. Why don't you just do a whole album on UFO songs? And he's like, I'll think about that. And a couple months later, he has a new album out. I get it in the mail, and it's all UFO songs. And I'm like, cool, this is what Merrell's doing pretty well here. And he's like, Sal, he goes, I need a bigger place. I can't do it. We're redoing this, and I need a bigger place. And it was before he built the beautiful stage he has outside right now. And he's like, do you have any ideas? And I thought, and I never got back to you because suddenly you had this big stage. What you should do is take that stage and make a raft out of it. Put it on the water and do a show called the Tiki Lounge. And then just drift your way towards Hawaii. So Merrell, thank you for everything. It's been wonderful. Great 70 years, and have 70 more. And you're due for 3 more albums before the end of the year, aren't you? Pretty much. So next time, just give me a call and we'll chat. Happy birthday, Merrell. See ya.
I'm Jane, and I think everybody knows me, but if you don't know me, it must be a problem, I guess. Well, today's our anniversary. It's 4 years that we are together. And, 4 years ago, I used to dye my hair every month, but now I dye it every week. I don't know why. But Merrell's a great guy. I love you, darling, and happy birthday.
Wow. What can I say after all of that? Except I want to thank everybody that came from everywhere, from Southern California, from Oregon, from the San Joaquin Valley. And I'm going to keep boogieing for a few more years, and I'm going to rock till I drop. Hope you enjoyed the show, folks. We'll see you next time.
Mele Kalikimaka is the thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. That's the island greeting that we send to you from the land where palm trees sway. Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright. The sun will shine by day and all the stars at night. Mele Kalikimaka is Hawaii's way to say Merry Christmas to you. Will be green and bright. The sun will shine by day and all the stars at night. Mele Kalikimaka is Hawaii's way to say Merry Christmas to you. Mele Kalikimaka is the thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. That's the island greeting that we send to you from the land where palm trees sway. Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright. The sun will shine by day and all the stars at night. Mele Kalikimaka is Hawaii's way to say Merry Christmas, a Merry, Merry Christmas, a very